even for those that don't believe in Jesus Christ. Just the fact that, just think about it. If you don't believe, and like this is your thought process, just imagine if someone just supposedly wrote that story about Jesus Christ and the Bible and all the canonical texts combined, even ones that are not in the Bible. If Jesus Christ, even if that story was like fabricated, which it's not, but even if it was, why would we create stories? Because we teach it to society, to train society on how to behave. Common sense. So what, right?
Please leave.
Someone is just done. Someone is like, they need to leave, and someone is just completely done. I think this feminine kicks this masculine out all the time. I'm saying, like, please leave, get out. I don't want to see your face. 5 of Swords and the Strength. This person is really being strong in the face of adversity. Like, see how there's this war behind him, a battlefield, and he's like stopping to ponder, and now he's got the strength. So he's holding out. Like, this masculine energy is truly holding out, like keeping it composed, as composed as possible. Think about it. He's composed in a lion's den. Strength. Daniel in the lion's den. Samuel 4. But the Ace of Wands came out with this 6 of Cups. So this masculine, once this masculine gets out of the situation, the light, the fire will quite literally be relit.
Do you want to play?
Yeah, this person is going to be more playful. They're going to be more fun. They're going to be happier. This person right now is not. They might not even be brushing their teeth. Hold on one second. Oops. Okay. This masculine is going to start seeing the potentials once he gets out of the situation, the potentials of the future. This masculine could actually have strange intuition. Maybe people have said, oh, your intuition's really strange. That could have been said to this person. This person could also be gifted. They might not know that they're gifted, or they do, but they keep it quiet. Because Moses at the burning bush, he wasn't with others. He wasn't sharing this with others. This was like a personal experience with the Lord, like a hands-on live showing of the Lord face to face. We're having like a conference here, you know? Meet me in the conference room on the top of the hill. I'll be at the burning bush, you know? I love God so much. All right. This person's going to be reignited. Reignited, and it feels so good. Reignited, and I'm understood. Oh. Okay, what's on the bottom? King of Coins. This person, Hanged Man. The Devil. This person, again, is stuck with a very deceptive feminine energy. There might be other masculine energies. There's a very deceptive person that's trying to trick them. There's a look, this is why I'm saying that. 7 of Feathers is Jacob the deceiver. So this is Jacob. This is Jacob's blind father, and this is Jacob's mother. So he wasn't the firstborn. He's actually the second, and so he wanted the riches and the acknowledgement and the title that his brother would have received. So he convinced his brother, tricked his brother out of his spot in the family in a sense. And then because the father is blind, he tricked the father, and the mother assisted him in tricking the father. So there could be a mother figure or a father figure because it's a parental figure. So there could be parental figures that are assisting this feminine to deceive in some way, because they're greedy and controlling. Think about this way. When there's one bad seed, that seed did not become bad because it didn't see, it's all goodness everywhere. So it clearly learned bad things from its environment in some way. Instability in the environment. So people are the same. Nightmare. Yeah, this person's a freaking nightmare. There's another reading that I did about a masculine's nightmare. So that might resonate for you, but this is separate. So I feel like this is a completely separate story, but hey, you never know. You might be going through another nightmare, or someone else going through another nightmare. Yeah, this person's money. Okay. Father God is showing me that this person's money is on hold. It's paused because of a lot of things that they're tied to. They're tied to this feminine. See, this masculine and feminine are chained together. Satan tempting humans to sin. So this person has to unchain themselves from whatever pattern of behavior has become the norm. Whatever lifestyle they're living has become the norm. And when you get too comfortable, what happens? You don't do anything about it. You're just comfortable. You don't rely on just yourself. You suddenly become extremely dependent. So this person, this masculine might be dependent at this time to the devil because they made some sort of contract. They were tied to this person, this feminine. Again, it could be about kids. It could be about like a house, right? Because he's like trying to sneak out of the house or trying to get away, right? And remember I had mentioned a bedroom. Whether you're stuck in the house in the bedroom or they're stuck in the bedroom, whatever that looks like. Okay. Now I'm going to pull out my new deck. I'm excited. But this story ends good. That's all I have to say. Because that's what I was shown. This destruction of this home, this family life, this relationship, this conversation, this ending. Someone might have been sneaking out because they started another life behind someone else's back, only because they were planning their escape. Does that make sense? That sounds really horrible, but that's also a storyline for some here. I'm not going to judge you for how you're living because I have no right to. Jesus actually said that, so I might be like, oh, that person's a hateful person, or that's not good. But for me to be like, you're just a horrible person because you did this thing, or because you cheated on somebody. Yeah, I think that would make me feel guilty and bad, so I don't do that. But some people don't see it that way. But I also understand being stuck in a situation where you're with an abusive person and you're trying to get away, and you confide in friends, and you have friends that are male and female, if you believe in that, right? And so I can see how you can start to be drawn to people external from the relationship because your relationship isn't making you safe. So your external relationships provide that safety. So you go towards that which makes you feel safe. Okay. Dream. Okay. This masculine might be dreaming. What is the masculine dreaming about? The Strength card. This masculine is having the strength to that's interesting. So be careful to the masculine. See this fishy thing tied against the ankle, around the ankle? Be careful that you're not overlooking some of the like the smaller things that might trip you up, if that makes sense.
Desk.
So, desk. Something about a desk. I hope you don't bump in or trip over a desk, but it's possible. That may be confirmation for something.
Can you hear me?
The masculine might have like finally just said their truth and said, "Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Like, are you even listening to me? Do you understand what's going on? This is over. It needs to end." Like, someone might be just coming to that place where we need to, work on separating this and moving on and going our separate ways. So if you say that to that person, when you say that, I think that what you're planning, this deception that you have on you, is because you're planning for the day, that moment that you say that, and then you execute your plan. Ace of Pentacles. That's okay. This person is quite literally draining you financially, emotionally, spiritually, wasting your entire, like, this person's wasting your time, your energy, your time, everything. So when you're moving forward, you're going to see how strong you have been for sticking up for yourself. You're learning to stick up for yourself, and this is a good thing. Obviously, you want to speak more eloquently. So how do I explain this? So for people who, like my stepdad, he was a truck driver. He's retired, but he was a truck driver. He curses like it's the freaking, water in a well. Like it's plentiful. So some people are like that, and that's not very eloquent. It makes you, when you don't speak well to others, it makes you look really like people can easily twist what you say. Even when you speak eloquently and in detail, they can still twist what you say. But it's a lot harder for people to believe that when you're speaking very peacefully and eloquently, like an angel. Because this is an angel. Angel Daniel. Queen of Pentacles on the bottom here. Five of Swords. Knight of Wands. Someone is quite when this masculine finally is able to say, like, peace out, and he gets over the, like, guilt feeling, like any guilt that he might feel. See how he's like sticking his tongue out? He's like, I'm gonna throw this satchel, these swords right off my shoulder, and like I'm out, bro. I'm taking this third one too. Like this person's gonna take their
It's
stuff.
difficult.
Yeah, and it's difficult for them. This person's gonna take their stuff and then they're heading off like quickly. So it's, again, this person is, oh, and interesting. They're heading off quickly towards an Empress energy. Okay. So show me the future energy. Nine of Pentacles, independence. Their strength is going to lead them to a level of independence that makes them proud of themselves. Someone might have some issues with their left side, like the left side of their, like their left knee, their left foot. See how there's like a wheel on the left foot? There's some sort of like handicap, something where there's like might be pain, arthritis. I mean, there could be quite anything, quite literally anything here. But there's independence for this person. Someone might have some issues with like their shoulders or their arms because for some reason this depiction of this caricature has no arms. You know, it's a very strange and interesting. This person, again, this masculine, I believe, has a level of creepy intuition. This person has intuition. I don't know why I'm picking up the name Dobby, which is in that what is it called? Harry Potter. Dobby. This person, oh, Dobby. This masculine is a freaking servant. Thank you, Spirit. That makes so much sense. This masculine is like Dobby from Harry Potter. They're quite literally this person's servant, because look at this energy that I was talking about.
Greetings.
Greetings. Oh. So this masculine gets greeted at home like this, being scolded. What kind of, damn, like, why is someone acting like your mom? Who is acting like someone's mama? I'm sorry. I'm not attracted to men that are mama's boys at all. I've been in multiple of those relationships and it's ended so badly because they don't really like a woman that has their own opinions and is a debater and someone who thinks for themselves and, you know, is intelligent and emotionally intelligent and all of those grand things. But they want a mom to take care of them. And then they don't respect you when you take care of them. So it can go either way, like masculines and feminines. There's people that just they don't want to work as a team with you. They just want you to do everything for them. And they do like the bare minimum. And many times for me, I've noticed the bare minimum for these individuals is like, oh, I just go to work. So I just make money. That's all I do. That's all you do is make money? I don't do nothing else. Or this person, you know, some people, maybe they don't make money and they just receive money. Like there's some, you know, wealthy women out there, because this is a feminine I'm picking up, but there's like wealthy women out there that don't work. They just receive like alimony checks and stuff like that. They don't have to work anymore because of their divorce. Anyway, okay, let's get back to the reading. So what else is coming in because they stand up for themselves and they have the strength to strategically plan and escape and all of that good stuff? Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. See, he's escaping because he's leaving a 5 of Pentacles house. Look, look, the red house with the eyeball. And he's like, I'm out of here. Oh my God, someone's trying to leave through the back door. You may live in like near an industrial area or by a church. Like there's a church near your house. This Five of Pentacles situations means that there's never going to be growth or expansion at all. Like, if you are the kind of person that wants to better your life.
Unexpected.
Unexpected. Oh, so this couple, like this feminine, because of who they are, they seem very selfish. So this masculine, mm, this
Ronald.
Ronald. Okay, someone named Ronald. Okay, this masculine has been. I'm trying to see. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles, financially supporting the situation in some way, like investing. But this feminine has money or more money than this masculine, and is not like this is their money. Like, these are okay. There's literally, quite literally, see this card, the Six of Wands. See the victory here is that this person finally broke down that center wall. And see the two pillars, like the two sides of the castle. Those two sides represent these two people, and they finally broke the barrier that's holding them together. Like, this is that victory that's going to come, that there's going to be a severance between the two. And the thing that was holding them together was this reliance on finances. There also feels like this masculine always tries to talk things through, but the feminine always seems like she has all the answers. But again, this masculine cannot grow financially in this situation. The universe is quite literally saying that. That's why he's escaping. He'll never see anything better than this restricted lifestyle. Oh my God. The devil came out. This person, when you fight with this feminine energy, this masculine, has to be careful because they have tricks like the devil. They use manipulation and coercion and guilt. All forms of abuse, by the way, especially when it's repetitive. And if you tell the person, like, I don't like the way you speak to me, I don't like the way that we have these conversations, it always ends up fighting. You always get offended or defensive, and this person can never come out of that. Like, for example, one of my biggest pet peeves is someone hanging up the phone on me. I believe that God has saved me multiple times from marrying people who are extremely disrespectful.
Leave me alone.
But act like they're not. 100%. I have been saved. I have not. They've either broken up with me or I've broken up with them, went our separate ways, and good. Be rid because you look, when you really sit and you stop the motion, when you're constantly moving and you don't have any time to think, this is how abusers get people, because the person thinks that they don't have time to sit and think about it and really, like, get down to the nitty gritty about, like, what's the best decision, what's really the best decision. Discernment takes time and silence and quiet. When someone's constantly yelling at you and screaming at you and bickering at you and attacking you through communication, how do you even have a moment to think to yourself and to calm down and try to find what's the best outcome for myself, but also me not being, like, lowering myself to their level? because they're just trying to be like a crab in a bucket and pull you down to their level, because they don't want you to be higher than them. They don't want you to get more than them and better than them, because the lies that they tell people, the lies they tell their family, will quite literally be destroyed. Because wow, you're actually doing something, you're successful, you're independent, you're not this bad person that everyone said you were, or this one person said you were. So this person yells, this feminine energy yells, or what happens is they get you to yell. They get you to get loud and to scream, and that's called reactive.
Listen to us.
Yeah, that's called reactive abuse. So this person could be saying, well,
Weak.
Weak, yeah, you're weak. Listen to us. Why don't you ever listen to us? Oh my God, you're weak. If someone said I was weak, I would quite literally knock them upside the head with a paper plate. Be like, your head is weak, bro. So weak, I can only use a freaking paper plate on it. Psh. Oh my God. Look at this. 8 of Swords. Woe is me. This is someone who valid. This feminine is woe is me all the time. All the time. I'm feeling like a Fran Drescher type of vibe here all the time. Woe is me. Oh, this is the kind of person, it would be like in the like ancient days when you would see like the old movies about, medieval times and stuff. The woman like hanging halfway out the window with no glass, right? They didn't have glass on the windows. Oh, oh. And hanging out the window, like showing the whole neighborhood, screaming up, oh, this is this person. They want everybody
I'm unsure.
to know that they are suffering. This is how
Invisible.
Yeah. This person feels invisible, and so the only way that they've learned as a child to be seen is to cause drama. So I'm just gonna give this as an example. Let's say that I had an ex. He gets people off the street, right? He works in like drug rehabilitation type services. So he gets homeless people, drug addicts off of the street to get them services and help. Maybe they can become sober and clean and get their life back. Anthony. Okay, someone named Anthony or Antonio or Antoni. Where was I? I was talking about the streets. Okay, so this person could be like, for example, like a drug addict on the street, that the way that they get attention from the people around them is to quite literally put themselves in situations that are dangerous, unsafe. They make, again, look, rash decisions, quick, emotional. Their decision making is based off of emotions. There is no logical thinking. It's just the moment this person feels, they act. They don't look at like strategy here. This person doesn't really look at strategy. They rely on others to help them with strategy. Satisfying, yeah. And this person is satisfied because there is a part of them that's a sadist. A sadist is someone who enjoys making other people miserable, and it puts a smile on their face. Hurting other people, seeing people cry, it quite literally. Okay, there's no one in my house that smokes cigarettes. I'm allergic to smoke because I have mast cell disease. It's an autoimmune disease. And so there's no one in this house that smokes. I've taken a shower today after 4th of July, gathering, and there's nothing in my room that would smell like smoke, and I smell the smoke. So someone here smokes, like chain smokes.
Look over there.
Look over where? C'est la vie. Da-da-da. Someone is saying la vie. Say la vie away. Knight of Pentacles. C'est la vie. Da-da-da. 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 Yeah. This person is getting ready for war. They're like armored up, they're suited up, and they're like, okay, I can't keep trying to sneak out this way. I need to like get out, but then I need a place to like armor up and so I don't get hit with like the bombs. And if the bombs hit me that this person throws at me, then my armor will protect me. This armor is a financial armor. So someone is getting financially prepared. This is a part of the strategy. This feminine could also be doing the same thing, but they wouldn't be doing it on their own.
Listen to us.
They have people around them telling them, listen to us, do this, do that. Because this person cannot make actual decisions for themselves. This is not an independent person, meaning independent minded. Even if they need to make certain decisions in life, they have to constantly be asking other people. It's not healthy to allow other people to determine what happens in your life. People who allow other people consistently to do that, especially in abusive situations, they've quite literally given up. Their spirit and their soul have they're like on the verge of death. They're just waiting for the end. That's complete depression. That energy is like hovering over here a little bit. And I think that the only way this masculine is going to get out of the situation is to stay strong and to plan strategically, because the devil is always lurking, creeping around. Yeah, I'm so sorry, honey. Oh. Yeah, this person might kind of do okay. I'm a Gnostic Christian mystic, and so what I want to say is this person is dipping their finger in blood. There is like this blood magic or blood sacrifice, and what that means is it doesn't have to be like what you see in the movies, honeys. Okay. Blood sacrifice quite literally means that they are using, for example, I'll give a perfect example of blood sacrifices. In family court, when a narcissistic parent uses the child against a healthy parent because they're mad that that parent left them, that is a blood sacrifice, because they're using their own flesh and blood as a tool and a weapon against the other person for the sakes of revenge. That's a blood sacrifice. You might use your family. Some people, like for example, drug addicts, they manipulate their family and friends and steal so that they can continue their high and their lifestyle and their fix, because they can't cope with life, because life is hard. It really is. And I'm not saying that in like a light way. I'm not even saying, oh, get it together. No, life is really hard. And we should all be shown grace because of how hard life actually is. And when people make it look like it's so easy, the only way that's possible
Message for you
is when you have money that is just constantly flowing in, where you can save and plan for the future, whether that's emergencies or lifestyle changes, things like that. What did you say? What did you say? You said message for you? Oh. Okay, okay. I just heard the sentence monkey in the middle. I don't know what that means to you. Monkey in the middle. When I was a kid, that was a game. I don't remember how to play that game, but I remember now that's a game. So monkey in the middle. Queen of Cups. Oh, here, drink my poison cup. No. Wait, is this poisonous? Oh. This queen actually has a cup, and then there's like a red pill in her hand. Oh no, is that her fingernail? Maybe that's her fingernail. But the image that I got, oh, her fingernails are filthy. This person, I would be very careful. Two of Cups. I would be very careful about taking and eating things from this person. I would also be very careful about drinking anything that this person makes. Because this is what I'm seeing. This person, the way that their demons manifest in them is they are willing to quite literally do anything. And they would use their child, for example, like if there was children involved here, they might use the children because Jesus and the children came out. Let's say that like you pack a lunch for school and this person puts something in there. They know the child won't eat, but there's also a risk that the child could eat it, right? Or put something in a backpack. They might think that, oh, sometimes the other parent eats whatever the child doesn't want so they don't waste things. There's a possibility that they might put something in it, so knowing that you might eat it or it be shared with you, and then they know it makes you sick, like something that you're allergic to is in it, but it's not going to make the child sick because the child is not allergic to it, right? I'm just giving examples of things like that. And you've seen videos online where people are quite literally like putting cameras in their kitchen and catching their wives or husbands poisoning their coffee. People are so ridiculous. Just get a divorce. What's the freaking problem? Yeah, you're going to be financially in the pickle because you didn't get a prenuptial. That's why prenuptials are like, if you don't get a prenuptial, don't get married, period. But this is like someone presenting a poisonous cup with some like pill. Maybe the person put it in there, right? And it's trying to get your mind to believe that you leaving or you trying to escape is the main problem here. That you're the problem. They're trying to poison your mind. They're trying to talk down to you. Again, this is this coercive control and abuse. They're trying to use I said it earlier, guilt. Yeah, Two of Cups. They might try to get you in a sexual situation, get you drunk, get you in a compromising situation, put something in your alcoholic beverage that they hand to you. If they open it, it's better that you open it, not let them open it. Yeah, I'm speaking truth here. Okay. What else do we need to know? What is, I mean, not we, but this masculine needs to know what's coming in for him. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Three of Pentacles. Interesting. So when this phase of your life, this season of your life ends, because it will end, this person will eventually be, you know, not immediately in your life, but you kind of have to keep your life more private from this person because they will try to use whatever they can against you. Three of Swords. Yeah, this is gonna end. You're ending this. Like, this person, see the legs? Like, multiple people here. It's like this person, what is that called? BPD? Multiple personality disorder, or like, what is that called?
Furious.
BPD. Yeah, this person is going to be furious. This is why you have to be careful. This person might already be furious. And they might come in and say a lot of crap, like talk a lot of crap to scare you. They're then like threaten you about money. They're gonna see how this person's under the table, holding up the table. They might threaten you about the finances, the shared finances, or your finances. Like, oh, you slandered me, I'm gonna sue you, even if you don't live with this person. Whatever, like, okay. This person could be, this Knight of Swords could be a recording, like, in the Page of Swords. What is this? Two of Wands? Yeah, look at this. This person might be digging up dirt on you. Yeah, Ten of Cups. They might say that you cheated. This is the family, that dynamic. They're threatening they're using the family against you. Like, if you have a family with this person, they're using that against you. But they could also say that you cheated. Because as soon as I saw the Ten of Cups, I felt like that moon aspect of it is the cheating, right? The stuff that people don't see behind a family. The moon behind the Ten of Cups. That's a very, I love the art on this deck, because you can really see things in so many different ways, and it really correlates a lot with what I'm already picking up intuitively. Here we go. I'm coming back to it. See how the moon is behind? So the moon in any card, like even in a traditional tarot deck, a moon in any card can represent emotions or things that are hidden. So in this case, what could be hidden in a family? Arguing, fighting, that they don't actually get along, but like on paper and in pictures they look like they're fabulous, and they post video, you know what I mean? They look so happy and they're not. Yeah, Nine of Swords person, this feminine energy has a lot of anxiety, and this anxiety is causing these bad decisions. This feminine energy is telling herself that this masculine is trying to like get away with stuff. This is the kind of person that says, well, you're not perfect. Like, so anytime you say, hey, like, this is why this is bothering me, or this is why we're not getting along, or this is why we shouldn't be together, they always, but you do that too. Like, there's always an excuse for this person. They can never take accountability. Yeah. And if you stay with this person, 10 of Pentacles, you will always be this person underneath them, while they let everybody else sit and play, chess with them, but you're the one holding up the table. That's a message to the masculine. Okay, last message. The Empress. Interesting. 10 of Pentacles. So you are actually going Four of Swords. The Death.
Hard.
I cannot believe you said that. Oh my god.
Do you know?
Yes, I know. I know what you're saying. This is an actual thing. Catch my drift? Actual? Little swimmers? Okay, you get it. All right, so this Four of Swords is someone has been holding back. Like, there's someone that has been keeping quiet.
Who are they?
With this regarding this transformation, there's an Empress energy that's involved. So I'm gonna get some clarifying questions because the Death came out with the Four of Swords. So there is a mother figure here, another mother figure popping on. I can't tell right yet if it's. Oh. Okay. So this is a warning to the masculine. Once you're healed and you moved on, and that depends on what you think that means, like that time frame for you, like what that is. You are going to enter into another relationship with someone else that is an empress energy upright. So this person is balanced, wise, um, looks at multiple perspectives, has the high priestess wisdom, can guide people, is a good listener. This is someone who's nurturing and caring. And this person from your past, whether you have ties with them or not, whether you have children with them or not, this person that will be from the past, um, all they're going to be thinking about, they're going to be completely stuck on the fact that, and they're going to tell people that you were cheating and you were behind their back, and maybe they already have been accusing you of these things, and this is part of like you needing to get away. I don't like it when men say that their wives like accuse them of all kinds of things, so you don't have any trust in your relationship at all. It's one thing when a man creates distrust and environments of distrust and moments of distrust, and then the feminine reacts to that distrust. It's a completely different thing when the person is not doing any of those things and they communicate well and they're loving and kind and helpful. Like there's two different, creatures there. This person's going to be completely stuck on the fact that you moved on with your life. This is going to be the beginning of their ego death, because it feels like this is the kind of person that the only way they can get people to hold on to them is to be threatening, because they somehow learned that in their childhood. They believe that, here it says in this demon, it says impossible plans. They believe everything is impossible. This is someone who has like a really negative mindset. So everything that comes out of their mouth is negative. And it says undertaking and completing missions. This person does
We
not.
need.
You need. This person does not take. This person does not complete missions. So like they start a project and they never finish it. This person could be neurodivergent in some way. This neurodivergence, it could be anything really, but they look at everything as like this great undertaking. If you were to say, oh hey, like I did the dishes last night, could you do the dishes this night? Oh my god, like that description of the person hanging out the window, like it becomes a catastrophe. They catastrophize the dishes. I know like people begrudgingly freaking not wanting to do the dishes. Okay, yeah, no one freaking wants to do the dishes. I'm autistic with sensory issues.
Blessed.
Yeah. You're blessed if you have a partner that's like, hey honey, I did the dishes last night. You're blessed that you don't even have to ask, that they do it themselves. The fact that you don't see that, feminine, I mean, I hope that this feminine is even watching this, but if she's not, like, to the masculine, to the collective, like, what do you mean? You take that for granted? Yeah, King of Cups. You guys, with this old person, you guys were counterparts, but this king is going to, is having, like, there's a star here. This king is having, and the star also came out as a card. So this person is, so the masculine is going to head in a different direction, and it's leading to their healing. And it's also leading to the renewal of their emotional, like, love aspect, where they now believe in love again, and they know that if they find the right person.
Seller.
A seller? this masculine, I think right now they feel really trapped, like they're imprisoned. And this is why this, the strategy, the strategic planning is important. So not only is this, kind of karmic y feminine that is behaving in a way where they're, trying to work out these demons within themselves and they're really struggling right now and acting a fool and being really cruel and mean to this masculine and driving him away. They're going to go through this ego death. They're quite literally this experience eventually
Nothing.
is going to crush them. But like Spirit said, nothing may actually change this person until they are, like, no matter how painful life gets for this person, until they make that conscious decision that they really don't want to be hateful anymore and they really don't want to take out their problems on others, and they get the help that they really need to work through those emotions and feelings and to take that daily awareness with them and act upon it, like consciously every day. If you slip up, you correct yourself and you apologize and you make that, daily effort. I don't know if this person will get there quickly or if they ever will. Some people actually die in life without ever resolving those issues. In my faith belief, you return because you couldn't find your way out. Um, so this masculine is going to heal his emotional side because this masculine is a king of cups. He's a very emotional individual.
Car.
Something about a car. You could be working on a car right now. The world. So there is a message, there's some sort of communication that's going to come in. And see how this feminine energy is like about to like cut these stalks down? It's almost like they got told, hey, cut these stalks down. We're destroying this site, this research site. And just wait for our call if we change our mind. Okay, well, the bird is coming, the crow is coming, or the raven is coming. And this raven is dropping off that like letter, like, hey, don't cut this down. So there's going to be something. Recently it happened. I'm feeling like it happened very recently. There's something that's going to occur with this feminine energy where she thinks that she's going to be cutting something down in you, but it's just going to confirm, it's going to be the message that you need to see that this person truly, like, you have to walk away. It's official. So this already happened, but they showed you something that was a signal from God to say, it's time. It's over. It needs to be over. And this is a clear indication as to why. This person's quite literally cutting you down in your communication. Because Eight of Wands is a communication card. As you can see, there's a letter there also representing that communication. This person wants to has cut you down in communication. Maybe talks over you, doesn't really listen to you, doesn't care what you have to say. They already have their response before you're even finished or that you even started. They already know what they're going to say next. Mm. This feminine energy, the negative karmic one, at least they're in that season of their life, because we've all been karmic in some way to other people. So, right? Like we will not die in our life not being a bad guy to somebody, even if it's an ant that we crushed. um this feminine energy is very, this karmically feminine energy is very burdened financially, and it makes them angry because they rely on others. They're extremely dependent. But what's going to trigger this masculine, this communication, this sort of communication from the Father God, right, from spirit, showing this masculine like this is the final like breaking point here. They're trying to dig up dirt either on you or someone else around you, because many times a narcissistic type person, or we'll call a cluster B personality type, will use triangulation and reactive abuse as a way to undermine you, and they pull people away from you. So you stop seeing your friends and hanging out, you stop being as social because you're always coming home to their demands, or going home and
We're
getting
here.
phone calls. Yeah. This would be someone who's like let's say your friends come to pick you up, the masculine's friends come to pick him up, and they're like, we're here. And then all of a sudden, this feminine energy starts a fight right before you leave. So that when you leave, you're leaving with your cortisol high, your stress, everything's like you're freaking out, your nervous systems, you're shaking. So your good time isn't going to start off well. It's not going to be like a happy beginning. This person wants you as miserable as they are internally. They also are trying to convince themselves that everything negative that they've ever said to you was true. So if you prove them wrong by moving on and not like lowering yourself, then they're like, how are they going to continue to convince themselves that you were the problem? They'll still tell the story, but eventually people see it. You can tell stories all day, but if the story isn't true, people see it. And even if the story is true, people see the
I want to
person
stay.
after time. This feminine energy is going to realize that her tactics didn't work, and she's going to say, I want to stay. Or this will be her tactic to try to get this masculine to stay. Because the Hermit and the Temperance, while you're balanced, this person is going to be freaking out. And being more to yourself, like, is actually the Lovers. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Justice. Yep. Okay. The reason why they didn't want you to walk away and to they wanted to cut you down so that you would stay. They're cutting you down so you'll stay, because they look at you as, but look, see, this feminine is being kissed by the man, right? But then there's a snake at biting his ankles. This feminine is going to use sex, lust, alcohol, substances, distractions, like the physical things of this world, to try to keep you and to stay once her tactics of fear don't work. She is going to end up being a Queen of Pentacles in reverse because she's not financially stable. And the Justice is coming because this is how she's been comfortable. Like, this is how I get it. This Queen of Pentacles energy is okay with you taking on all the burdens but not taking them on herself. There is another person entering the Wheel of Fortune here. The Tower is coming. Yep. Ace of Wands.
Why am I here?
Page of Wands. Why are you here? Oh, so the masculine and the feminine could, this karmic feminine could have gotten into arguments, and someone said, well, why am I here then? If this, and this, why am I even here? What am I doing here? Why, it's that kind of, I'm getting careful, people, like getting yourself so stressed out because you could be having like a really strange heart palpitations. Yeah, judgment is on this situation. This masculine is going to be free. Nine of Wands. He's going to be able to move forward. He's going to be able to move past this. There's a lot of luck coming in for him. Like the Wheel of Fortune literally popped out. And he's taking a leap of faith in a sense, because we have the Ace of Wands, which actually depicts a mother figure here. This person really wants somebody that's nurturing, and that's nurturing like them. Many times you should end up with someone that's similar to you, that's very nurturing, because you're going to speak a similar love language, to the point where you're not constantly having to tell the person like, hey, I want to be loved this way. Yes, you need to communicate those feelings, like, I really like it when you do this, and I would prefer if you do this instead of this. Healthy, normal human communication. That's what it is. But some people don't like that, because then they can't control the narrative. They have to take accountability that way. But it's okay, because there's a accountability coming with the justice. You have the judgment. There is judgment being taken on the situation. Literally, the universe, God is going, no. The highest power, the Father God, not the false God, the Father God is saying no. The false God in you would be your ego. And whatever drives that ego, external from you, energy external from you, that is part of the false God. The ultimate Father that we come from is that source that supersedes everything. And that's that's the judgment that's coming through. This is angelic judgment. So this feminine energy is quite literally being replaced. First, being replaced by singleness, independence. This individual is getting away. Second, being replaced by another person. God is going, this person does not belong in this relationship. This feminine took it for granted, abuse of power. Here's your new person. Here's the person, or not new person, here's the person that will be the healthiest for you. And it could take some time. You might bump into a few, scary frogs. But the point is, you will eventually, stumble upon the person. Okay. And the Hermit and the Temperance, yeah. This person is going to be more to themselves. Seven of Pentacles. Oh, what is that in the background? A commercial. Yep.
Bourbon.
Oh my god, this reading is almost 2 hours. Oh, Jesus Lord. Bourbon? Someone likes drinking bourbon? Okay, if you're drinking a lot because this is self-medicating, you need to slow down. It doesn't mean that you have to give up drinking altogether. I'm not telling you how to live your life that way. But when we say slow down, that means like back it up, son. Back it up, woman. So it could be this feminine, this karmic that likes to drink. It could be both of you because earlier I had said that talked about comfort. And many times we stay in things that are comfortable or we're just used to it, so we just deal with it, and that's not what we should be doing. I think that you can strategically plan your way out of a situation, but I don't think that people should just stay in a situation. If you know and realize on your end that it's not working out, then you have to plan. I don't blame people for planning if it's a dangerous situation where you know that you're being threatened, stuff like that. But you should never just stay and think that that's going to solve the problem. The problem will never be resolved if you stay, because guess what? Usually that problem is lying with that one person refusing to take accountability and refusing to move forward and to do more. Sometimes we end up with the wrong people because we think that pouring, like for example, I'm someone that will pour my all into someone. So when that person isn't doing the same, it's a one sided, you're just filling this person up and they're not giving anything back to you, then you're completely depleted. That's why people really have to be with people that are very, that are similar to them. I don't really think opposites attracting is that healthy. I think that's more of like a karmic situation. Unless their opposites actually like help each other grow, right? Oh, the things that I'm bad at, you're good at, and vice versa. That's an amazing opposites. But when it's, a clash, like Clash of the Titans, no, 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 no. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull some last, like, sort of message quote cards, and then we're done. Because this is an hour and 48 minutes. This is going to be two separate
Throat.
readings. Throat? Throat? Okay, you hear my family. As soon as Spirit says throat, they're like yelling across the house. And it said and my stepdad said, you got a phone call. So there's a message coming in, there's a phone call, there's some sort of communication, there's something that's happening. Okay. What messages do these people need to know? Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Oh my God, I love it. If you feel like you're at rock bottom right now, or maybe you haven't fully gotten to rock bottom, which is actually more ideal if you can catch yourself before you fall all the way down. But hey, it's okay. Many of us reach rock bottom, and we have to build from there. So this will be the solid foundation, because once you realize the things you don't want in your life and the mistakes that you've made and how you can correct them to live a better life and to build with healthier outcomes, of course, that rock bottom foundation quite literally is your new slate. So this masculine and the feminine, in theory, the karmic, is getting a new slate. The feminine isn't going to like it because they like to control everybody. The masculine is going to love it because he can finally move on and breathe and be himself. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Okay? This harsh experience is making...
What do you want?
Yeah, someone's gonna be like, what do you want? Like, someone maybe speaks like this. This is very toxic. The only way to prepare yourself for love and marriage, or for just even friendships and connections and community, is that we have to learn through our poor experiences of how we don't want others to be treated because we've been treated that way. So we go into new connections or new friendships and we start treating them the way we want to be treated. Jesus said, treat others the way you want to be treated. That even means your enemy. Treat them the way you would want them to treat you.
Are you from here?
But remember, treating them the way you would want them to treat you doesn't mean that you're gonna put down your borders, your barriers, your boundaries. You're not gonna just give in to what they say because you're trying to make the peace. No, you can respectfully decline. You can respectfully say no. There's ways to do things. right? With elegance. Elegance. What did you say? What did you say? Are you from here? Oh. Okay, so some of you, this new empress, you're gonna meet them all of a sudden, bump into them, and it's going to ignite that fire, like the further fire. Um,
She heard me.
she heard me. Oh, if if you end up speaking to someone before you're like leaving or whatever, this karmic feminine might overhear you, or um they might be looking for evidence of that so they can make that accusation. I've been accused of that, where like I've broken up with somebody or broken up with people and they've accused me of being the cheater. It's like, no, I broke up with you, so now you're telling people I cheated on you, that I lied, that I was the liar because you're jealous and you think everybody's cheating on you means that I did it because you said so. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, so someone says you did something, but no one even checks the facts. Those are the kind of people, I call them simpletons, and I don't like that. It's a bad look. Can you tell that I'm extremely sarcastic? Oh my god. Something is gonna fall into this masculine's lap. I don't know what it is. It's gonna fall right into his lap. The flower doesn't dream of the bee, it blossoms and the bee comes. Oh my god. The bee is coming, the bee. The queen bee, the queen bee, the queen bee. Yeah, so this masculine's gonna get a queen bee. A woman that has the energy of nurturing, right? The queen bee nurtures, builds the kingdom, builds the workers, like gives birth. So an empress gives birth to things. This is someone who could build businesses. This is someone who can build bridges between communities. This is someone who quite literally creates the empire. And the empire is for everyone, not just so an empress is not gonna, in the upright especially, is not gonna be a selfish individual. This is gonna be someone who's extremely giving and loving and kind and wants the best for everybody. But they will, like a queen of swords, they will speak up, they will speak their truth, they will not be passive with you, they'll be direct, but they're not going to be cruel, because if they really love you and care about you and you're someone that is a safe person for others to be around, they're going to treat you with the utmost respect as if you are royalty, because in the empress's kingdom you are royalty. So that's the message I have. This is going to turn out well. It's just a lot of ups and downs, bumps and bruises. So I really hope, when I just said bumps and bruises, I'm not talking about physical abuse. If there is a physical abusive situation, you do have resources that you can reach out to, especially your local urgent care. You can go to the local emergency room. You can speak to a social worker at any hospital. You can go to your police department and see if they can give you resources and help. Um, you can also call a lawyer and find out what strategic ways that can help you get away from someone that might be, especially in this case, if this person and you have children at all. You just want to make sure that you're being respected. So anyway, that's what I got. I hope that this message helped in any way. Do I want this message to be, I want it to resonate because I want you to watch it and get something from it. But would I wish this upon anybody? When people say, like, oh, I hope this resonates for you, to me, that's quite literally, I've said that before, but
Very much.
yes, thank you. God has recently shown me, by when you say that stuff, you're like cursing people. You're reading all these bad cards and you're like, oh, I hope that resonated. Why would you hope that? I've even said that thinking like, oh yeah, I hope that resonated, like in the wrong way. And now that's why we have to be careful about the words we use. Because you could say, I hope something, and you're basically like sending out a wish into the ether. It's like you're praying that this happens to that person or that this is their story. That's quite manifestation right there. That's witchcraft in a sense. So that's why we have to be careful what we say. So I stopped myself because I was like, oh shoot, I remember God showed me this. So I want this message to resonate with you? No, I really don't. But if it does and it gave you any sort of information, peace of mind, any ideas to help you to better your life, not to make it harder, not to make you fear more, but to put you in that strength and that power, like you can handle this devil, you can handle this beast, you can handle this, struggling time. You are strong. So I hope that's the message that you leave with, more so than, I'm wishing all of this bad stuff upon you, because I don't. I want to see the best for you, especially those that are genuinely trying every single day to be a better person and to, be a better person for others as well. All right. Bye. Love you.